Okay, Alex. There's this quote from, I don't know who it was like Mark Twain or maybe Dostoevsky or whatever, man. It goes a bit like this. I don't remember it quite well, but when you meet a person and you talk to them, and then you suddenly realize you hate the same thing. That's the moment when two friends are made, so to speak. And we had this kind of moment a couple of episodes back. I don't remember when.
Yes.
I think we talked about the Dark Knight, some stuff like
Yes,
that. We
we did.
talked about Dark Knight. You did a snippet out of it, and we talked about the Joker. And I was like, "What do you think of Joaquin Phoenix character?" And I was asking this with with like trembling voice. I was like, "Don't you dare you say you like it, man!" And then he went, "I hate this movie." And I was like, "Yeah!" Like such a wholesome moment, man. Oh my god, I was hoping that you hate this movie, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was a great moment.
Mm,
Because I wasn't sure what you think of it as well. So I just went out and said I fucking hate it. And
mm-hmm.
yes, absolutely great. I think we align on this one because yeah, that would be tough if we didn't.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked about this like a few seconds before the stream started, like how people are very sensible about this movie, especially when it comes to critique. Like this is like a very like this is as if this is the holy grail of movies, right? So people are very sensible when it comes to when I want to criticize this movie. There are very few bad reviews on YouTube. Uh, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is like this? This people are so sensible about this, so triggered. I'd say when it comes to this movie.
Yeah, they are very triggered.
Mm.
And it's also very weird to me, yes. But I think there are two reasons. One of them is that thanks to The Dark Knight, the Joker character is actually very loved by many people,
Hmm.
like the character itself. So I guess even if people didn't like the movie itself for many reasons, which we will go into,
Hmm.
but the Joker themselves, they have this connection to him. So they have the tough time, I guess, to hate it.
Hmm.
That might be the most positive version why you can enjoy the movie, I would say, uh, to some degree. But that's really just denial of the reality
Yes.
if you do that. And the second thing, in my opinion, is because it plays so much into how people are these days. Many of them, at least, how many people operate, how they live their life, and this is why they have empathy for this character. Now, not everyone's obviously
Hmm.
has mental issues and lives the life Joker does in the movie,
Yeah, that's the
but it's
question.
this.
What do you mean by people are having like a similar life? I believe that's what you said to the main
Yes,
character of Joker. What are the similarities people have with him? What would you say?
yeah,
It's I
I
mean,
should
of
make this
course,
clear. Yeah,
yeah. I think we don't mean the mental health issues. I think that's an
no,
exception, of
no,
course.
no.
But what would you say is like the thing people have in common with him?
Yeah, the main thing people have in common with him is the absolute negative outlook on life.
Hmm.
In my opinion, that everything is bad, everything is set up against you, and everyone hates you, and rich people are evil, and this kind of thing.
Hmm.
Most people do think that way, in my opinion,
Hmm.
even if they don't admit it. But this is really the outlook on life and society.
Right.
Now, some things are obviously true that some things are set up against you. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But it's not that the rich people set out to that they have some sort of agenda to ruin your life. It's really just that you're told you cannot be rich. That's really the biggest issue.
We
But
talked about this earlier. It's like, can we call this movie a communist movie, like with a
oh yes,
communist message,
absolutely.
right?
Yes, I think so. It's a communist socialist movie, whatever you want to call it. But it's
Mm.
definitely the message behind it that rich people and capitalism are and is evil,
Hmm.
and the bad guy, so to speak, because he is poor and he's trying, like the Joker character. Does he have a name, by the way, in the movie?
Yeah, Arthur Fleck.
All
Arthur
right,
Fleck.
Arthur
Yeah,
Fleck.
yeah.
I forgot. Yes.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's very poor, obviously, trying to make his way, which is what most people do as well. Even if it's not that bad for most
Hmm.
people, but they're trying to make their way through life, right? And they're generally just in a bad mood about it because it's just a battle for survival every day, and they cannot live their dreams. And if they try to work on their dreams, much like the Joker does in the movie, they actually get laughed at, but not in a good way.
So you
and
said,
these kind of things.
yeah. So you said people can empathize with him, and
Yes,
you just described his life. Have you just described many people's life?
I think so.
Isn't it like, yeah, people wake up. I wouldn't say they're like close to starving.
No.
I'm just talking about the Western world, of course. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but like they like wake up pretty depressed, I would say, doing a job they hate. I don't think Arthur Fleck in this. So what's he doing? Like, the movie kicks off. He's waving like this sign around. He's tasked with advertising a store by dancing and waving around, like literally being a clown. You know, it's like
Yes.
I don't think he was a little kid. It's like, yeah, I want to become that when I grow up. But yeah, it's like, look, when it comes to setting, yeah, the movie does a pretty good job
Oh, yeah.
portraying a person having a life he doesn't want to live, and yeah, I think that's the point where many people start to empathize with him. Of course, it's a very slimy, sleazy way to do it. Like in the first 5 minutes, you get beaten up and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like kids, if you want to do a screenplay or like write a book, yeah, this is writing 101. If you want to make your main character likable, let him suffer, or let him like be, yeah, let him get
Yes.
beaten up. Everyone's, oh, poor thing, you know.
Yeah, but in the first 5 minutes, that was kind of right on the nose there.
I was in the cinema. I don't know about you, but I was in the cinema. I was like, oh no. There was still a moment where I was like, could be a nice movie, maybe. Let's give it a chance. But after 5 minutes already, it dawned on me. I was like, oh no, please no, please no. I don't know, man. But, I've been to a cinema or what?
Yeah, it's. I also watched it in the cinema,
Mm.
and I also noticed pretty early in the movie. I don't know if it was at that scene, but definitely pretty early that, or like which direction it's going
Mm.
was pretty telling right from the beginning, I think. And this is also where I. It's also funny. I don't know how you feel about it, but when I walked out of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
at first I couldn't quite put my finger on why I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I had this feeling that something was wrong. It was a good shot movie, definitely. So yeah, I would say so. But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
something was wrong, and I couldn't tell what it was. And it actually took me a while to understand, but now I know what was the issue.
Yeah. Also, this like this whole notion of this was like a movie where it was like predestined that Joaquin Phoenix gonna get an Oscar for it, and
Oh yeah.
I really hate this trend. I mean, take a crap about Hollywood, but like 2 years ago there was still a bit of hope, but right now it's like, yeah, fuck this shit. But there's this trend like actors are being given the Oscar whenever they stop eating for a role. It's always the
Yes.
same fucking shit. I don't even respect that anymore, man. Yeah, of course he acted decently, but it was nothing where I was like, yeah, okay, I'm touched, or I'm like, yeah, this is moving me in some way. No, he was actually just doing his job. He was portraying this mentally ill character. He was like starving himself almost to death. Yeah, but I can see that this was just like a job. He was like, it's like desperately trying to get an Oscar, and then this cringy scene in the bathroom where it's like doing this 2 minute silent dancing stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sensible enough for this kind of bullshit, but yeah, I see through this bullshit. People always come across saying this movie's so edgy. I think no bullshit, man, bullshit.
What's
It's
edgy
not.
about that movie?
Yeah, that's a good. People can say, oh yeah, but because it's R rated, you know, because it's R rated, you know.
So
See, I went to watch a superhero movie, you know, but it wasn't fun. It was sad and depressing, you know, and therefore I feel like an adult. See what I'm saying? You know, I
yes,
feel
yeah.
mature. It's R rated, you know. That's like people feel edgy, yeah, but it's not edgy at all. I think it's a
No,
very
it's
it's a very blank movie. Like normally movies have like some kind of message they want to portray, and this movie really tried hard not to offend anyone. As yeah, it's kind of paradoxical as it sounds, but it is. Yeah,
except us because we are very offended.
yeah, we are triggered, man. We're fucking triggered about this stuff. Yeah, this
No,
is
but
yeah, this isn't some. Look, people say this is like some masterful, artful piece of cinema. It's like, no, it's a studio piece of crap disguised as a so-called character study. Ish. I don't know.
I don't even know what's masterfully done about it. I mean, I said before that it's shot well, and that's true. I think especially lighting, etc. There was some nice plays, but obviously not like it's not the Godfather level of
No, it's
cinema
not
or something
definitely.
like that. Yeah.
No.
So it's well shot, I would say, or okay even, but like masterfully. I'm sorry, what's masterful about this whole movie? So again, I come back to this where I think people say these things and they are so moved and touched by this because it relates to them so well.
Yes, yes.
Now, obviously, again, not directly, not literally, like people are not literally like Arthur Fleck, but it's the basic message behind his life and how he goes through life, and this is what people can relate to. And I think this is the empathy factor in there that makes people. I wouldn't even say they enjoy the movie. Because there's really nothing to enjoy about it, in my opinion. They just can feel this movie, so to speak. And this is, I guess, because emotions are very powerful. This is why they like it or say that it's so great. And this is also why they're so triggered about it. Because if you tell people, like we do here, that this is actually a display of the downfall of society and how people literally waste their lives away. Obviously, you're triggered about that because that shows you your own flaws, right, in your life.
Yeah, I would almost say that if you can empathize with the main character of Joker, you got some kind of problem, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about the disease he has, this condition he has. This is not my topic right now. But if you can empathize with him and say, yeah, I feel the same way as he does. I'm also like frustrated and all this stuff. Yeah, I feel frustrated as well, but if you can deeply empathize with him, if you have like the urge to kill a random person, if you think, yeah, that's gonna solve my problems, there's something wrong with you, man.
This is also something I wanted to talk about in this podcast, that nobody really cares about, that he virtually out of his own resentment or his own, I would even say jealousy towards the character. What's his name again? Murray? Something like that?
Yeah, Robert De Niro's one. Yeah, it's Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really out of jealousy and resentment that he actually kills a person, and nobody bats an eye about this.
Yeah.
That was really weird to me.
Yeah.
Like this straight up murder in with a very bad reason. Now, I mean, villains obviously never have good reasons, so to speak, in that case, in movies. Or some do, I shouldn't say that. But his reasoning was really just to bring anarchy and chaos to the people, and I don't see how this is in any way a good reason to kill someone.
What would you say is like it's really hard. I don't like to ask this question, but what would you say is like the theme of the movie, the message of the movie?
I think the message really is that we are at a point where we should burn down everything and then start off anew. As hard as it sounds, I think this is really the message you get, especially in the end, when there's virtually anarchy and chaos, people virtually like rioting on the street and killing each other or beating each other up, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like the scene where he's on the taxi and putting on his Joker smile,
A fucking copycat of the Dark Knight. Fuck
yes,
it
was so bad.
Oh my god.
But yeah, anyway, the message behind this scene, what could it potentially be other than that we should start to bring chaos upon society and then break down or burn down the capitalism and all of this and then start off anew? I mean, I don't see any other message that could be in there.
Yes, for me personally, I would say from a psychological standpoint, maybe I agree with you. I'd say the theme of the movie, to like describe it in one sentence, is don't let the world tell you who to be. And it's this generic bullshit. People do those kind of movies, like they really shit them out, like 20 kind of movies like this every fucking year, especially Disney and all this stuff. And people tend to forget this is like a multi-million-dollar Warner Brothers production. This is not some edgy stuff. You're not gonna learn anything new there. Come on, this movie made $1 billion. It's not gonna be something special, something new in there. It's this, it's a notion of don't let the world tell you who to be. It's always like, and then people pretend that's like a good thing, which mirrors the main problem of the main character, that he's like not able to fit into the society. There's this one thing. If you pay attention to the movie, he has like this notebook. Arthur Fleck, aka the Joker, has like this notebook. He writes his joke ideas there inside, and there's like this one. There's this one part where he's written something down. It's written very big. It's meant for the audience to read this. And he's written in the notebook, the worst part of having a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. And see, when I walk across the street, I don't see like anyone as a potential mentally damaged or handicapped person, you know? I don't see where this is. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's also...
Like, yeah, you go, man.
Yeah, also, I don't think that anyone really expects mental disabled people to behave in a certain way or like they want. Yeah. It's really just that you obviously realize that they behave differently than the, I would say, common people for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But it's not that I have any sort of expectations on these people. Usually, especially for me, and I think the majority of people, they really don't care much about others and their issues. Yeah. I would say that's the case. So that's just really, again, this victim position he put himself in there. Intentionally. Also.
If you have like a condition like he does, like where he's laughing uncontrollably, always it's like having like this issues there. Yeah, you gotta deal with that this is like not normal in the real world. You gotta deal with it, you gotta accept it. People are always gonna look at you a little bit strange, like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? Yeah, deal with it, man. That's it. Fuck the shit. Next problem, please. It's yeah, exactly. But he's doing like, yeah, but society is expecting you to behave as if you don't. Yeah, that's the point, man. You know, of course, people are gonna. I'm not gonna expect you are having a condition when I meet you. You know, and
yes, exactly.
Yeah, and definitely see. This is like maybe this is a condition you cannot cure, which okay, but. He's trying to project this problem onto society. It's not society's fault that you have this condition. It's maybe it's God's fault. You know, it doesn't matter. But it's like doing this. Yeah, people. You know.
Yeah, but this is the whole shtick of this movie. Actually, just projecting your own issues onto other people. Mm-hmm. And this is something I obviously and you totally agree with, that this is bullshit and this is very bad for people. A very, very, very bad mindset, which is exactly what we are trying to teach people, like with Red Smoke and I with my brand as well, to take responsibility for their life and go ahead and fix it. And this is also why I hated this movie so much, because it's just victim position all the time. Yeah. And this gets you nothing, and it does nothing. And yeah, as you say, if you project onto society that you have this condition and they should act in some certain way around you, that's not gonna help. But this is exactly the whole thing feminists also do, right? And the pronoun people. Yeah, so I guess it's also why it plays so well into the media's message.
Yeah, definitely. There's like this one reviewer on YouTube, I don't know if you know, and it's YMS, Your Movie Sucks. I don't know if you know him. It's pretty nice. It's like it's a nice kind of humor. And he did a little quickie on Joker, like a 5-minute video, because he saw it on some festival before it actually came out. And said something really interesting about it. He said, it's a movie where you can project your own expectations to it. If you want it to be the best thing ever, it's the best thing ever. If you're expecting it to be a piece of shit, you might feel that way. Would you agree with that or not? It's a really difficult sentence to understand, but I don't know, would you agree with that? Because obviously there are people who are like going crazy over this movie, right? It's like, oh, best thing ever. Actually, I'm gonna show you some reviews later. Like people on IMDb say, yeah, that's the best movie ever. Like literally the best fucking movie ever. Oh, come on. And some people like us say, yeah, that's like, bullshit movie.
No, yeah, actually, personally, I would disagree with that statement of his. I see where it comes from, but personally for me, I actually wanted to see that movie because I only saw the trailer, or teaser trailer, I don't know, with Joaquin Phoenix doing the Joker. And I actually sort of liked what I saw first. His display and his smile and putting it up there, even though it was basically stolen.
Yeah.
But then again, I just thought, all right, another Joker movie. This one looks actually quite decently shot, not unlike, was it in Suicide Squad? Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, Jesus, Merry Christ, man.
Yeah. So this weird-ass Joker already, Yeah, had already a bad,
I
a
wish
bad name to
I
it.
wish he would have gotten his own movie, man. I would have loved to have like 2 hours of Jared Leto cringing, man.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah,
nice, man.
that was very weird. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I thought, all right, maybe this looks a bit more mature. I kind of like it
Mm.
in the teaser, and then I walked out of it and didn't like it. So it really wasn't what I was expecting and what I was projecting onto it. For me, at least. So maybe for most people it was. I don't know.
Mm.
For me, definitely not. I expected this to be much better than it actually turned out to be.
Yeah, that's also where like it's I find this sentence to be really because I gotta say I went into this. I mean, I bought a ticket, you know, and of course I went into the movie. I was like, come on, be the best movie ever, be awesome, man. Uh, I was actually hoping I wanted the movie to be good, but the longer it went, so the emptier I felt, and then afterwards I was walking out of the cinema. I was like, okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
was I was feeling very drained, I gotta say.
Yeah, this is also something I wanted to mention. I intentionally didn't watch it again, not because I didn't like it. I mean, that's the
Hmm.
reason, but because I know that if I watch this movie again, this whole negative, depressive, communist sort of state that is portrayed there will ruin my
Yeah, yeah.
subconscious, and I just don't want to have that.
Just
I
gotta
don't want to feel that.
just gotta watch some Friends afterwards, so you're gonna
Yeah,
be
Friends
back on
much better. Much better.
you know, to like completely destroy your whole mindset. It's like you always talk about programming, but I believe if you watch this movie, it's gonna do something to you, man. You spend 2.5 hours. I don't know how long it is. Yeah, basically in the mind of this person, and it's
Yeah,
yeah.
I think this movie is actually very tough on the programming because, as we know, that the subconscious mostly operates on emotions, and this
Mm.
movie works with emotions all the time. This is how it does it,
Oh,
and
geez,
this is.
but it does very bad, I would say.
Oh yes, of course.
Especially when it comes to like the most terrible thing about this movie, I believe, is the music.
Oh yeah,
It's so terrible. Like I think it actually got a Joe. It's got a Joe. Actually got an Oscar for it. I don't. I'm not sure, but let me look it up before I blame myself again.
yeah. Well, but
But
these days that really does mean anything.
yeah, it's like the most generic. Come on, give me like compose this like in one fucking day. Won 2 Oscars. Let me check. Yeah, best music actually, original score, best original score won. But anyways, what does an Oscar even mean anymore? The music terrible, like kind of needs you to help to feel sad. Uh, for example, there's this scene in the bus where Arthur is having a laughing attack, where he's like, you know,
Yes.
he's doing like this stuff with the kid, and he gives that black woman the card, where he says, "Yeah, I have a condition." And then this fucking violin music, like this, this
Yeah.
plays again, like kind of to remind us or kind of teaches us that this is a sad scene. I really hate when movies do that.
Yeah, this reminded me of the laugh tracks in the sitcom. Because it's
yes.
this really on the nose at this point. Oh, all right, I need to feel sad now because
Yeah.
of this situation. I can't figure this out myself.
Scene would be way more powerful if it would be completely silent, because you would then feel the awkwardness, because
Exactly.
there was a certain awkwardness going on in the scene, and I don't know why you had this. You know, this director, fucking Todd Phillips, piece of shit, doesn't know anything about contrast. You know, it would be even better to have like some kind of funny music in the background. This would be even better. You know, to
Oh,
like
yeah.
ridicule this whole situation. That would be like, oh my god, this man is completely fucked up. You know, but
This is actually.
but yeah,
Oh, sorry.
he has a sad scene. He puts up sad music. Sorry, yeah, it was your turn.
No, because I actually totally agree with that and just thought of it that if, for example, this whole movie was cut or done in a way that the music is actually as crazy as his mind is and now never actually fits what you would expect, then I would like the movie much more. Because that would be, as you say, if some funny music would play when he does that, that would sort of display that this is his mind who doesn't really understand it or is playing crazy. And that this situation is awkward or socially unfitting. And that would be great because then I would actually, not that I would have loved this movie, but I actually at least liked the
Yeah.
director's idea there. But then again, he went with the love track idea. Oh, it's a sad scene, so here's sad music. Thank you. I know what I need to do now.
Yeah, fucking violence and stuff. Constantly tell me how sad I'm supposed to feel. It's
Yeah.
really, yeah. Of course, it's manipulation, but it's bad manipulation. I would feel movies be way more. Um, I would probably like this movie if they had like done a bit better choices on the music. Also, like I don't know what I'm supposed to feel when he's dancing on the stairs with this. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember what the song is called. But I was like, what's going on again now? What is this? Am I supposed to root for him now? Am I supposed to be confused? Am I supposed to be like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
really
there's even a meme about that. You know that?
Yeah,
What am I
yeah.
supposed to feel?
Yeah.
That was really something that reminded me of that in this scene because what is this good now? Is it bad? I have no idea.
The people praise Todd Phillips, the director of the movie. You know, the guy who also directed like Hangover and all this stuff. People were super
Oh shit.
people were super skeptical about that because they said, "Oh, the director of Hangover is gonna direct an R-rated superhero movie. What's that gonna be, right?" And people were praising him. It's like, "Oh, he did so well. It's like such a nice character study." People always say this bullshit character study. They always say character study. This is like a prime example of a straight flat characters. It's as flat. It's almost as if he's doing a comedy movie like Hangover. You know,
Yes.
it also has like a character study. Every character in this movie is pretty one-dimensional. You know, Joker starts off as a crazy person. He just gets more crazy in the end.
Yeah, there's
This is
absolutely no growth or
Yeah.
development.
Yeah, especially like for example the character of Robert De Niro, Murray. He's like it's almost like a joke. He's like a very cliche TV host. There's like no depth to him. Does he have like kids? Does he have a family? Does he have a wife? We don't know, man. We don't know. It's really it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, not at all. And this is also funny. It is this character study thing they always use this to make it seem more, more mature. Because no, this was actually a study of mental illness and
Yeah.
depression, all of this. No, it's just a very bad movie. It's actually funny. I didn't know that Todd Phillips did that, but the
Yeah.
name actually rang a bell. But it also explains a lot of things, in my opinion, about this whole movie.
Absolutely.
Because he has no idea how to write good characters, does he?
Yeah, I was like, I'm on the IMDb, the Hangover and all this stuff. Oh, Jesus, Mary Christ, didn't know that, but yeah, apparently Joker 2 is already announced.
Oh god.
I mean, it's
Yeah, well, I mean, of
it's
course.
it's the inevitable sequel. Yeah.
Sequel, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
mean,
God,
if you make it $1
yeah.
billion, of course you're gonna milk that cow some more. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I mean, especially Hollywood these days, the only thing they know is making sequels,
Mm.
and so yeah, I mean, it was virtually inevitable. And I don't think there's a movie I want to see less than this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Or maybe the Emoji Movie. I don't know. Maybe.
Let's see how Matrix 4 turns out, or Bond 25. We got so many nice things coming up, man. Red Smoke is gonna be so rich of bullshit movies there, man. It's gonna be awesome. Oh my god. I'll say let's dive into the reviews, man.
Yeah, of course.
So there are like a bunch of really, really bad reviews, and really looking forward what you have to say about them. Yeah, it's really interesting what's quite up there on IMDb. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. You should probably see it by now. 10 out of 10 stars, which basically means a perfect movie. And the title is really like from Lester Arnold Pinto, October 2019. I believe this is when the movie came out. It says only certain people can relate. Like this shit already.
Yes.
This is
It's
like,
already this group behavior.
but I wouldn't necessarily disagree with him.
Yeah.
It's what we said earlier. It's actually, I would actually say only certain people can relate.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but it's like, you're not supposed to understand Joker if you're not having depression, this kind of stuff, I believe.
Yeah, it's this cop-out idea that the movie's actually good, but you just don't understand it because you haven't felt this yet, and this kind of bullshit. They try to pull that.
But what?
It is actually good.
Yeah, but okay. Imagine you're in a debate and someone comes up to you and say, you're not able to completely comprehend and understand the movie because you haven't been abused, or you're not like you're not suffering from a depression right now, what would be your answer?
My answer would be, why does it help the other people, the other group, so to speak, which
Yeah.
aren't part of yours, if they see that? Why does it do anything to them, in my opinion? Like, if I'm not the person this movie is for, okay, fine. Might be the case, whatever.
Yeah.
But why should I feel good about this movie then? Like, because these people, it's not just that they put themselves in these kind of groups and ideologies and whatever.
Yeah.
They also want you to understand it, right? And feel the same. But how could I if you also say I can't?
Yeah.
But this is this weird paradox these people always have. They tell you you cannot feel and understand it, but they also want you to accept and understand it. So it's kind of weird to me.
It's like a cry for help. So, see, guys, this is how we
Yeah.
feel. And yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
I feel a bit offended when people say you can't relate just because you haven't. Yeah, I don't think that has to do anything to do with that. But anyways, this review, yeah, you
sorry,
go. No,
just
you
one
go.
thing.
You go.
Regardless of if I have felt this or not, I can still tell you that this character was very, very bland, and that all the characters really were blank and didn't have any sort of development, regardless of the feelings or not. I can tell you that the directing was pretty bad, and yeah, this is just objective overlook on the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is, even then, even if we accept that outside of the story, then it's not a 10 out of 10.
Definitely
just
not.
isn't.
Yeah. 3,500 people out of 4,500 found this helpful. I'm gonna say this before I'm gonna read out loud what's written in this review from Lester Arnold Pinto. This is a movie that only those who have felt alone and isolated can truly relate to. Yeah, would you say this movie gives you like some kind of comfort if you have been? I mean, it's like
I think
it's like
this first sentence already puts this person on kind of a high horse, in my opinion.
yes,
Because
yes.
it's this talking down. I've been there. I know how this feels. and you
I'm in
don't.
the exclusive club of depressed people.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So stupid, man.
Yeah, it's very stupid because you see, if it would have really been a cry for help, I think he would have phrased it differently. But it's this position that well, I know how it feels, but you don't. So
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And that's a kind of weird phrasing for that sentence.
You understand the motive and you feel sorry for the character. Yeah, okay. A lot of people will see this movie and think that it encourages violence. But truly, this movie should encourage each and every one of us to become a better person. What? Well, this is like, if you read this reverse, it makes sense. But this way,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna finish this and we talk about. Truly, this movie should encourage each and every one of us to become a better person. Treat everyone with respect and make each other feel like they belong in this world instead of making them feel isolated. No, dude, this is what you want. This is not what the movie
Yes.
portrayed. This is like what I'm not gonna watch. Like, I'm not gonna watch Star Wars and say, yeah, this movie is about like gender equality. No, this movie is about like fucking laser swords and yeah, the
Yeah,
space
spaceships.
station and all that stuff.
Yes.
This yeah. Come on, man. It's like you actually. Oh, Jesus Mary Christ, man.
Also, I like the sentence. A lot of people will see this movie and think that it encourages violence. Yes,
Re-
because it
really,
does.
really.
I mean, it's not just that I think it; it's very obvious.
What shocks me is that like so many people found this helpful. It's like if you go on IMDb, you could check it out right now. Go on IMDb, go on reviews. It's like I think that's the top review. It's really.
Yeah, but this is what I said in the beginning. Why so many people can relate to this, because they truly. I also do believe that many people feel alone. Maybe not isolated, but they feel alone, even if they have family or even a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. They still do feel alone because they don't, or they aren't who they really want to be. But it's not society's fault, It's your fault. If you don't stand up for yourself, nobody else is going to do it. And society certainly is not going to tell you, all right, just be yourself. It's fine. Because there is a common theme in society that works. And this changes, by the way, all the time. Because, for example, us two, we are currently more the outliers in the current society.
Yeah.
So technically, we are not normal. So we could now put ourselves in this position and say we feel alone and isolated because nobody or not many people agree with our stances.
Yeah,
But
what those people expect from society is that there's someone comes to them and like takes them by their hand. You know,
yes,
this is like their wish for their life. And it's basically like you want to be a baby your whole life, you know. Like,
oh yes,
there has to be a time where you crawl out of the vagina of your mother, and you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be on your own then. And they still want to have like this childlike comfort, which is important if you are a child, of course. But it's gotta be a moment when you grow up, you know. I believe this is the target audience, like yeah, our age maybe.
yes, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I made a video called "Leftism is Immaturity."
Yes, I know this one. Yeah.
Yes, and this is really what this plays into because, I mean, this is aimed at leftism, but also these people who feel alone and isolated. It's virtually the same, just not that ideology, or maybe they believe so. It's communism after all. But it's just this idea that everyone needs to take care of you. Like, you want your money from the government. This is father government or whatever taking care of you. You want your health insurance to be taken care of because you can't take care of your health yourself. And you want other people to take care of your emotions because you cannot build resilient shields to that, etc. So you want everyone else to take care of you. Everyone should be mommy and daddy taking care of your problems, but not you.
It's
and
like
this, yeah, I hated this from the beginning, this whole mindset. Then obviously, right? Because that's just not how the world works. And this only, quote unquote, works in this sanitized society where you actually don't have predators trying to maul you. Because if you think back, if you try to negotiate with that lion, trying to maul you, that's not going to do shit. You need to fight your way out of it. And this is it's still the same, but people have this idea in this society that they can just project the issues on other people and then they are supposed to fix it.
You know what's really creepy? I was just being reminded of, you said like everyone wants, they want the government or some stuff to be like some sort of mommy or daddy to them. You are aware, we're both Germans, you are aware that our Chancellor Merkel, she has a nickname over here. Yes, you know that one, right? Yeah, she's called Mama basically. As I say, Mama Merkel. And interesting programming there, man.
Oh yes.
Yeah. You have like a wow. This is mind blowing to me right now, man.
Yes, I actually think
people grow up thinking they have an actual mama who looks up for them, man. Jesus, Mary Christ.
This explains a whole lot of things actually happening if you think about it, especially in Germany. Yeah. Because they have mommy still in government taking care of it, and of them rather. And I always hated this name because I always thought it was weird. And if you think back, this whole like for example, I don't want to go too political there, but this whole idea of the universal basic income, it's the same idea that mommy gives you pocket money, you know, with which you can use then to buy candy.
Yeah.
This is how this operates. And if you think about it, men back in the days, they would have been offended by something like that. Yeah. Because it indirectly tells you that you are not able to strike your own means for your life, you know. That you are just, you're unable to make money yourself to support for your family.
It even doubles down it comes from a woman.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's virtually, in my opinion, UBI is virtually pocket money you get from mama.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it yourself. And this is, it just tells you the mental state of people these days.
People always say like retire your mom. Yeah, that's the way I do it. I'm gonna pay taxes to Mama Merkel. That's the way I'm gonna retire her, man.
Yeah, great. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Yeah. Retire Mama Merkel.
Jeez, let's dig into the next glamorous review. 10 out of 10 stars again from user Aman Goyal, September 2019. It's pretty right after the movie came out. 3,500 out of 4,500 found this helpful.
Oh
also,
God, the title.
Yeah, also very very popular review. Perfect in every aspect. I mean,
Sorry,
truly a masterpiece. The best Hollywood film of 2019. Okay, it probably is. I believe 2019 just brought out complete shit. Maybe it was actually the best.
Maybe
movie of
that could be true. Yeah.
one of the best films of the decade,
No.
and truly the best film to bring a comic book so chillingly and realistically to real life. I really hate this when people say this movie is realistic, like as if The Dark Knight wasn't realistic. Of course, Dark Knight Rises has like this flying things going as a pretty but it's a very grounded movie. It's a very realistic movie. It's not like those Joel Schumacher, George Clooney Batman movies. You know, it's like, okay, this is like a complete joke. Yeah, but Joker's like realistic. Is it realistic because it's depressing? Come on, man.
Yeah, I guess again it's because people can relate to it so much according to their own life. This is why they immediately come up with the realistic, because my life is similar. Now, obviously not the same, but I can feel that. Yeah. So this is really a very real movie. No, it's not. I mean, to some degree, but I guess, but yeah.
Yeah. Remarkable direction, cinematography, music, and the acting. Some people are surprised to find it disturbing and violent, but it's a necessity in the message. Well, why is it, man?
That's not really the reason there.
Oh my god, the next message fucks me. It's about society. Oh, fuck off, man. It's about society reflects those underappreciated, unrecognized, bullied people. Yeah, I would agree with that. It reflects exactly those people, proving they can do something too. Wow.
Or kill people? Wow. Is that really what they can do?
Wow.
And start a riot?
Yeah, see, if you don't have any talent doing comedy, you know, if you don't have the sense, it's I believe you need some kind of talent, or at least a lot of work. If you just cannot do it, if you just cannot, as for me, I would never be able to be a comedian because I just don't have the talent for it. It means I'm gonna kill people now, right?
Yes, exactly. It's also funny because people might not know this, I guess. I don't know if we talked about it, but I have been bullied in high school because I had some sort of mole on my upper lip. Mm-hmm. And obviously kids make fun of that, right?
Yeah.
It's just how kids are, right? And so I was bullied. So that means I cannot kill people. Is that the message the movie and this guy is trying to give me here? Because I don't think that's the way this is supposed to go.
And what people think is you should stop bullying people, or otherwise this is inevitable. This is gonna happen, you know. So this is like I believe this is the way the people think, you know. Instead of saying, yeah, if you get bullied, get over it, man. That's nature, you know. That's human nature. If you write jokes and they are not funny, it's probably because they are not funny, you know.
Yes, it's not because society doesn't understand your humor; it's just your humor shit.
Yeah, if you gotta be a very exceptional manipulator and a very exceptional writer to come up with jokes that a whole stadium is gonna laugh at. You know, you have to be very, very talented to do it. And if you can't, well, okay, that's just the way it is. You know,
I remember. Sorry.
No, you go. I'm finished. Yeah.
I remember Bill Burr once. You know him, right?
Yeah.
Great comedian.
Yes.
Very anti-woke, so to speak. But I like his messages. And he once said, because there was a woman asking if women can be funny too, or become comedians, basically. And he said, yeah, of course, it doesn't matter what you have between your legs. What matters is that you have to go through all the shit, which means you will have to sit in the stadium, bring out your joke, and nobody laughs. This will happen. This will show you that this joke is not good. Or somewhere, it doesn't need to be a big audience because you don't fill them at that point. But you get my point. Yeah. You will have to fail forward. This is what I teach for years now. And it's true for anyone. And actually, in the movie, I remember Arthur making his jokes, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, they bomb immediately. Nobody laughs, or they laugh at the wrong situation, so to speak. Now, what you need to do then is accept that people didn't like it, learn from it, write better jokes, and then try it again. Not try to shoot up some dude because he actually managed it. That's just...
Yeah, Joker, or also how not to take criticism.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that's basically the message of the movie, as for me. Definitely the message of the movie. Like, it would be such a nice way if of course, then it wouldn't have to do anything with the Joker, but if... You know, like okay, you blame yourself. You really like your head becomes really red, and you're like, oh my god, I feel like shit. Yeah, that's normal, man. I can relate to that. But it would be super awesome. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do it now. Now I'm gonna do it with a vengeance. You know, now I'm gonna do it really, really hard, and I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna come up with some funny stuff, and yeah, don't know. It would be nice. For example, yeah, he kills people, and that kind of inspires him to come up with nice jokes. I don't know, some stuff like that. I'm just coming up with ideas, but yeah, he just gives up, and that's I hate this about this movie, man.
Yes, exactly. This is another thing,
and that's what I was saying earlier when I was saying, what do you think is the theme of the movie? And then it's like, yeah, accepting who you are. And that's completely, or the way I say it, don't let the world tell you who to be. That was what I was saying was the theme of the movie, what I think people think about this movie. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Don't let the world tell you are unfunny, but dude, you are. You know, it doesn't matter if in your little small fantasy world you live in, you are the most funny man. But what exactly is this gonna help you, man?
I mean, it's fine if you want to be in your little world the funny man. That's totally fine. But don't expect society to give you riches because of it. And this is also, I think, one of the ideas. It's also that this person here, writing that review, and all the other people, what they're also saying is that criticism is wrong. You should just be accepted as you are, right?
Yeah.
But this is this weird-ass mindset, in my opinion, because criticism is actually great. And I, for example, always welcome people to critique me in any sort of situation, because it helps me to become better.
Yes.
Now, obviously, this means to become more how society wants it. But what it does is that I can help society more by giving them what they want. Nobody seems to grasp this concept, which is weird to me, that you only ever can make money in capitalism is if you actually give value to people, be it literal value or be it entertainment, doesn't really matter. But this is how it works. And I don't see what's wrong with that. But it might mean you have to let go of your persona, so to speak. And that's obviously tough for these people.
Definitely. Can continue with this.
Yeah, it continues quite tough. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, proving they can do something too in this society. The way it shows class difference, corruption, and how rich and talented rule others around them is not exaggerated, and that's what makes it different. Oh, what a sentence! I gotta read this twice. Oh shit!
It's also completely wrong, this sentence, because the rich and talented rule others. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say they rule over us, but they stand over us because they are talented. But it's always like this is something something passive again. You know, it's always like, yeah, people are born rich, people are born talented. How about someone fucking working 20 hours every day for 10 years and then becoming rich? Would you still say he doesn't deserve to rule over you? You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. This is also why what I think is always funny when Elon Musk gets a lot of shit for what he does. Just for example, or when they tell him, you have $1 billion, you could give 1 million to 1 million people. Yeah, of course. But did you virtually change society even with PayPal or with Tesla or with SpaceX? Are you trying to conquer space? Are you working 80 to 100 hours a week? Do you have 2 failed marriages because of it? No. So shut the fuck up. Seriously. It's just...
Yeah.
I mean, when people actually do the same things these rich people do and put in the effort and then don't get the same out of it, okay, then we can maybe talk about what went wrong there. But if you sit at home, masturbate to porn and watch Netflix, and then you complain you don't have $1 billion, sorry, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
at all.
But this review, it gets really creepy towards the end. He says, it's believable, caption. There could be multiple jokers living in our society that could shake those around them in much better way than the film shows, making people uncomfortable. I don't know what this sentence means.
The sentence is weird, yeah.
Yeah, but I see what he's trying to say, and check out the next sentence. Consider this a wake-up call, a message. What the fuck, dude? It's like some kind of threat.
That is a threat, yes. He's virtually saying that, I think the idea behind this is, if the rich still keep ruling over other people, they will eventually fire back, quite literally. And I think this is actually quite tough to not just say that, but also think that.
Yeah.
It's also funny to me because these people who write this, these keyboard warriors, usually would be the first one who die in a sort of civil war because they cannot defend themselves. And, like, not at all. So this is actually quite a stupid way of putting it, or even thinking that. But it's this And this is, you can also tell, this is boiling resentment underneath this whole thing. This person is virtually mad at society, and this movie was pretty much made for him because it supports his negative view on the rich people. And this is why they liked it so much, but this is also where the resentment, you can tell, is popping out, that they do think, I mean, he says there could be multiple Jokers, yeah, of course, and I actually think there are.
Yeah.
Many
Incels.
people who think like that. Yes. Yes, many insults, yeah. But acting like, I mean, he writes like it is actually a wake-up call and does maybe a good thing if people would do that, which is also, in my opinion, one of the messages of the movie, that it might be not too bad eventually, maybe, if this happens and we start anew. I think it is.
Yeah.
But this also, people always call for the apocalypse, right? And
yeah, so like some zombies and stuff like that. Yeah,
yes,
they want
and
the shit
stuff going up in flames.
Yeah.
They want this, and I think there are two reasons. One reason is that once we actually have something to fight for, we can actually connect better again. This is the, I would say, positive outlook, which not many have, but it exists. The other is just that people are so lost in their life, just don't know what to do. They just want a complete reset to start off anew. It's virtually when you fucked up in a video game so bad, you need to restart completely. And that's just not how life works, gentlemen. Because if there is actually some, like if this would really happen in real life, that multiple Jokers pull their shit, I don't think you want to live in such a society.
Yeah.
And this is what people tend to forget.
We have only started. Education is in the chat. I don't know who you are, but hello back, brother.
Yeah, hello there, friend.
Next review going up. This is I believe the most confusing one so far. It's gonna pop up on the screen in a few seconds. Check it out. It's from the user Vallejo Diego. And that checks is really, really confusing. 10 out of 10 stars. Just amazing. How does this movie exist?
That's a good question.
It sounds like, if I wouldn't have seen the 10 out of 10 stars, like, just amazing how this movie exists. It sounds like sarcasm. It's like, yeah, how does this shit movie exist?
I like how he misspells Joaquin Phoenix's name every time.
Oh, Phoenix. Oh, yeah, I see it. Let me start off by saying if Joaquin Phoenix, I'm not gonna give him shit for misspelling. I do this all the time, man. No, I'm not gonna do it. This is gonna backfire to me eventually. So yeah. Joaquin Phoenix doesn't get his Oscar for this movie, then the Oscars should be cancelled. I guess.
The cancel culture. Nice.
Phoenix is amazing, as you might have heard from every review ever.
What?
Okay. But Todd Phillips, period, is at its best here, as at his best here. The storyline he takes and visuals are just breathtaking. The score, OMG, the score. Every time that score came on, I felt very uncomfortable, like something horrible was about to happen. Not really. It was actually
really,
no. I would say, like, when it comes to the score, like we talked about this earlier, but I wasn't thinking something horrible was about to happen. I was like, okay, I have like 2 hours of dancing again.
Yes.
Like, which score really was making me think something horrible was about to happen? The violin in The Dark Knight. Where it's like, this is like one note, and it's just being played faster and faster. This is like, ooh, something's gonna happen, Yeah,
it was building suspense, but
yes.
The score in Joker just was really, again, to tell you what you need to feel, and then it just kept on going because these scenes were just stretched out, in my opinion. Or maybe I just was just pissed.
Yeah, it's a nice take there. Yeah, I would also say it's stretched out. I'd say would I say the movie kicks off very well? I would say yes. I would say the first act is the best one, but it gets really, really boring around the middle part, and especially the end is like cringe some way. Definitely too stretched out. Yeah. He says it was great. The inspirations from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy are there. This is like not inspirations. This is a straight up copy. I don't know if you have seen. I don't know if you have seen both movies. I did, and it is a straight up copy. I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't talked about this yet, but holy shit, this is like a straight up copycat. And then people say it's inspirations. Come on, man, it's stolen. It's no problem. Come on, steal it. It's okay, but don't say it's an inspiration. Jesus, man.
All right. I lost you there for a second, but
No, it's back. Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, the inspirations from Taxi Driver, King of Comedy are there and add so much for the movie. I like this sentence. The inspirations from Taxi Driver add so much to the movie. Huh?
I don't think that they do, but you know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta
be honest.
I gotta say I was in the cinema and there was like a moment where I was realizing, oh, this is Taxi Driver. And yeah, this was a moment which really got me out of the movie and really pissed me off because it was so on the nose. I could almost see the people at Warner Brothers talking to Todd Phillips and say, "Hey, we got this pitch here. Okay, check this out. We're gonna do Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, but with superhero movies." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. We're gonna do that." I swear to God, this is exactly how it went. I swear to God, I know it. Goes on. I gotta be honest, there are scenes that are very violent. Yep. And it's disturbing, but I honestly expect it to be way more violent from all the controversy going on. Okay. What would you say on it? Yeah, obviously this is like an R-rated movie, and the violence in there is R-rated. There's one scene which really got me really comfortable when Arthur is committing a homicide in his own flat, you know, with the midget person who's with them, and he's like doing this kind of prank. Best scene of the movie easily for me. Very nice suspense, and you know why? Because there was like no score in the background as well. Yes. Very, very nice scene. Yeah, I find it pretty violent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, of course. But I also think this was a great scene, even though it was very violent. Yes, and yeah, not tough to watch, I guess, maybe. But it's also interesting that he says it was very violent, but he expected it to be way more violent because of the controversy. So this sort of makes it okay, I guess. That's his reasoning there. I'm not saying that it's bad or good or bad in any way that the violence is in there, but I just understand the reasoning that it's okay because it's not as violent as he was expecting it.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's okay.
I'm gonna skip the rest of the reviews. Like Oscar season, give them like every prize ever. Okay, whatever. Next review up, again a 10 out of 10. This is also very interesting. Please bear in mind that all those reviews I'm putting up are really high ratings. Many people found this helpful. There's like a user Maria Melcott, 10 out of 10. Went for a second time to watch. I'll check this one out. I get why some people hate this. It's because of the political message and how some people think that you need to get empathy for Arthur's madness. First of all, the fucking grammar is off on IMDb. Oh my god, it's worse than Reddit, man. But I would say this is like a review that directly talks to us.
Yes,
we don't like this movie because it has a political message and it forces us to get empathy for Arthur's madness. This is actually she hits a nail there, definitely.
Yeah, I think she watched Red Smoke before.
Yeah, definitely. Like yeah. Oh, Red Smoke wasn't a thing back in the days. Shit,
right.
Man, shit. Okay. Okay. It goes on, but come on, that is not the point, and it will never be. That's nice debate there. Enjoy this, man. Yeah, you go.
But where's the reasoning for that? Come on, that's not the point. Okay, but why?
This reminds me a little bit of the article we had last week. It was like, give a girl flowers and stuff just because.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
I mean, it wasn't written by Maria. I mean, it could also be a guy, but still, maybe that's the reasoning there.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, just want to get the rest is again some Oscar.
Yeah. Todd Phillips did himself with this movie. No,
not really. I mean, compared to Hangover, I think Hangover was a little bit more entertaining than that one. I definitely can say that.
Yeah, but it's also interesting that she talks about he, she, I don't know, the
Yeah.
empathy we should have for his madness, because I do think that this is really a message in this whole movie. That you need to be empathetic towards these kind of people, not necessarily about the madness or mental illness, but just the life other people live.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And again, personally, I don't have an issue with empathy. It's actually great, yes. But if you demand empathy from me in the case that you don't get your shit in order, and this is the exact reason why you are that way, then no, thank you. I will tell you that you need to take account and accountability for your own life, and then this won't be an issue.
Yeah. Totally.
But as I said, it's just a great reflection of society and the mental age, I should say, of people.
Definitely, yeah. I wouldn't say empathy has to do anything with. See, the core problem people have is like they are a victim and therefore they get bullied in school, you know. And
Yes.
I would also, of course, I'm not saying people who bully others are right, you know. I wouldn't see. You can be a powerful person, like a winner in life, without actually bullying people. See,
Yes.
none of them are right. It's really like, but they.
No, it's
what's the
exactly.
saying,
I
yeah?
always
You know what
bring
I mean?
this
Yeah.
this idea that I say, nature doesn't care about your ideologies and your leftism or whatever,
Yep.
or if people get bullied or not. There is no right or wrong. Nature just is. It is the way it is. That means that if someone is stronger than you in school and you have some sort of issue that makes you look weak or whatever, then this person will bully you. There is no deeper meaning behind that. That's just how nature operates.
Yep.
And trying to find a meaning in that is stupid, in my opinion. You just need to get over it. Just accept it. That's how it is. Become stronger, or fight your way out, or just accept it and get revenge later by becoming successful, whatever it is. And obviously, as a child in this age, you don't understand it, but this is also the key why people like this movie. They didn't actually grow out of this age. They are still this mental age where they feel bullied, but this time it's from society or their boss or something. It's also funny when people tell me their boss is mean to them. That's his fucking job, man. He's supposed to run this company.
Yeah.
And if you fuck up and you don't do shit, then it's his job to tell you. It's not being mean. It's just running the company. And then crying around, that's just... it's so weird to me.
This is
triggered, man.
this is like a perfect transition, because next review is focuses exactly on what you just said, what we just talked about. 10 out of 10 psychological study rather than a superhero flick. Get out
Fucking
of
study all the time.
Yeah, from T Victor 212. We can skip the first two paragraphs because it focuses on like the film festival he went. Then the first sentence says, it focuses on the psyche of the main character as it slowly crumbles, and I marked it under the pressure of society. And I would
Nice.
completely disagree and say, yeah, it crumbles, but not under the pressure of society. It's the pressure of life.
Yes, thank you.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, and this is like the core problem. That's why I marked this one. This is what pisses me off. Yeah, always this meme. We live in a society. No, we live on this world. You know.
Yes, exactly. And actually, the society makes living actually very simple for most people. Because if you have this mindset and if you are weak and all of this, you wouldn't usually survive at all. You would be dead, just straight dead.
Yeah.
But this society actually helps you with it. So there is no pressure. It's actually helping you. Life is the tough shit there, and which has been removed from modern day society. Yeah. So it's not, as you say, it's not society putting on the pressure. It's life, and society is actually helping you remove that pressure, but you still crumble. That's just the very sad thing.
Definitely. Yeah, people
yeah,
say people say it's society's fault. Yeah, it's just nature. It's
Exactly. Also, if anything, under the pressure, I mean, if there is pressure, you can either crumble because of it, or you can become stronger and survive it. That's your choice. It's not given to you by society or by life. It's a decision you have to make yourself. Do you accept it, that it is what it is, and you have to fight your way out of it and become stronger? Great, then you will most likely be very successful in your life. Or you write reviews on IMDb. That's the other option.
And there's a third option. You can check out those reviews from IMDb on a podcast. You know, that's
Oh yeah, you can
but
also do that.
that's the last solution for life, man. It continues saying, and thus Joaquin Phoenix does a wonderful performance, earning almost surely a nomination at the Oscars. Yeah, he got one. It's a take on a Joker that differs from Ledger's, yes, but I would say that both are equally as good. Oh, bullshit, man.
I was gonna say, if he talks about Ledger, that's just gonna be a very bad take, and it was.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it's really difficult. See, I told you I went to the movie in the cinema, and at first I was like, yeah, of course, you cannot top Ledger. That's like
Yeah, of
he
course
was
not.
top tier Joker. There's like no way anyone's gonna ever be that good. Of course, I went to the movie and said, okay, at least I want them to be like equally as good, or at least in a different way. Yeah, but sorry, there's just no way. So many people say it's actually better than Ledger. It's like, come on, did people already forget about this? And
Yeah.
the next sentence is really interesting. The main difference might be that Ledger's Joker is irrational, that acts insane, while Phoenix is insane to the root. Yeah, that's not the only difference, but definitely
Yeah, it's not the only
true.
difference, but also, so being insane to the root then is a good thing, or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the planning and the rationality of Ledger's Joker was really actually a good thing, because
Mm-hmm.
of course he acted insane, but it wasn't his only personality or character trait, I should say. But there was also always a plan to it. You know, he had things planned out. He knew how society operates, how people act, psychology, how all of this works, and he played right into it in an evil way, so to speak. That what made him interesting, because he wasn't insane. You could at least, to some degree, get what he was trying to do. Now with Phoenix's character, he just randomly kills people, and I don't see how this is helpful.
As
And,
far as I know, the Joker as well from comic books and all this stuff, like the original idea of the Joker, he's a very intelligent person, a very intelligent. I mean, he has to be superior, at least a counterpart to Bruce Wayne, who is also a very very intelligent person. Yeah, but Joaquin Phoenix character is like really like he's the perfect victim. He's not exactly
absolutely.
smart. He has this mental condition, all this stuff. He's also like physically very, like, you know, kind
Yes,
of
weak.
yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Ledger's Joker really he's a psychopath, you know. He knows
Yes.
he's very intelligent, but he
Yes.
also knows how people operate, but he doesn't care about boundaries being set up by society. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
He deems them unnecessary. So straight A psychopath.
I would say he's
And-
the perfect opposite of Phoenix Joker, because Phoenix
yes.
Joker is all about society. Ledger is like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the point. I mean, I think he even says it. I don't know the exact quote, but he says something like, you know, all these people and their plans. Do I look like a guy with a plan? He's virtually telling
Yeah.
that society and their ideas, boundaries, and plans are all bullshit. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And this is what made him so interesting. It's also that supervillains like Joker are often very intelligent. And this is necessary because they need to understand how people work and operate. And for this, you need some certain IQ or intelligence.
Definitely.
And yeah, Phoenix's character is really just. I don't know if he's dumb, but I wouldn't say that. But there's nothing interesting
I would
about
say
it.
he's low IQ. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely yeah, sure. And then I mean, if you think about what this guy here says, why Phoenix character is insane to the root, that's his only character trait. Then that he's insane.
Yeah, and
Con-
people say, "Oh, this
congratulations.
is like such a." And he titled his review a psychological study. Yeah, what
Yeah.
what exactly did we study there? Like a fucking downward spiral of, oh, I'm a victim and all this stuff. You know, like, yeah, society bad. This is not a psychological study, dude. There's no
No,
real
not at all.
growth. The character didn't really grow towards the end. No, it's just
Not
like,
at all. And yeah,
yeah, it was crazy, and he got a little bit more crazy in the end. That's it.
exactly. Now, I don't even know if he got more crazy. He just virtually dove right into it, so to speak. Did what he always wanted to do deep down in his insaneness or craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is no development at all. It was really, you were right when you said this in the beginning. One of the most blank characters I've ever seen on screen.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like it was directed by a comedy director.
Oh,
See
damn.
because like in Hangover, very one-dimensional character. There's like no, it shows that it's directed by Todd Phillips. It shows
Yes.
he's a comedy director, and it shows there's no complex characters in there. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's just used to make cheesy jokes, and sometimes even on the brink of being too stupid. If I think back to the Hangover movies,
Yeah.
and now how would this guy know how to write deep character development of some, especially if someone is truly like insane or has mental issues? Because that's a tough question to do, or tough task rather.
Definitely.
To write a good character in that scenario. So I didn't even know that Todd Phillips did the movie, but it's actually, it explains a lot.
Kind of see his handwriting there in the movie, definitely. Next review up. I've skipped the next one because we already did this. It was like stuff like he again compared Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, and should win all the Oscars and all the stuff. He went to his next review, 10 out of 10 again on IMDb. Finally, a real movie by Dave Stroud 676036. This movie causes the audience to consider many topics on morality, particularly the poor choices made by the Joker. Yeah,
killing someone.
Yeah, at least he describes them as poor choices because they are definitely.
Yeah,
you could have done something different, man. You could shoot the guy in the knee or something. You wouldn't have to kill him. Just like give him a lesson, stuff like that. That would be interesting. Joker would become some kind of negative Batman who like punishes people. Maybe a bit better. But anyways, the Joker's more relatable in this movie than antagonists usually are. Bullshit.
Why?
Bullshit, man. you have seen Avengers, right? And all this stuff.
Yes.
And I barely know this series, but Thanos is being considered one of the most relatable antagonists.
Oh, right. Yes.
For a reason, right?
Yes.
But this one, again, I would say, he's relatable if you are in the same position, if you're also a victim. Then I'd say, but for some reason I'm watching Joker and I'm like, I cannot relate to him at all. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, actually, great thing you mentioned Thanos there, because he is way more relatable, in my opinion, in his drive. Obviously, he's a fanatic in what he does.
Yeah, like radical, yeah.
Yeah, radical, yeah. But the idea behind this is totally understandable, yes, of course. But what is the idea behind the Joker? Like, what is his drive, really? Other than being insane and having a mental issue and then being jealous towards the rich? Or is that the idea? I don't know.
And next sentence is really, really strong. I think this gives a more realistic view of quote-unquote bad people who are not usually 100% bad in all ways, as society often judges. What kind of sentence?
What does this even mean?
No, man, I don't know. Really, it's a bit confusing, man. So he says Joker is a bad person, but he's not usually bad in all. Oh, come on, man.
Also because society often judges. No, it's humans. There's no such thing as society, hive mind, overlord.
Yeah, that's also some people have this illusion of a group of people. There's like, they said something about me. No, it's always like individuals,
Yes.
So it's like people say, like people say, when Germany won the World Cup, you say we won the World Cup. No, those players won it. You didn't win it. You're gonna go to your shitty job on Monday again, drink a beer on the evening. That's your fucking life. You didn't win anything, you piece of shit. Sorry, I had to. But that's
quick rant.
It's interesting. It's interesting. That's also what I liked about it. You put it up on Twitter, and you also use the word society, and that's such a nice call because so many people like I guess so obsessed with like the word society, but it's just nature. Society is like just being born out of nature. It's but many people forget I'd say what kind of world we live in.
I use this often as well, to be honest, the society term, because people just they like this. But I also always say then that it's not society itself, it's just other people and the nature of people.
Yes.
This is really what I tell people all the time, that Yes, there's no, as I said, there's no such hive mind thing of society you can put in that group
Mhm.
because it's really just individuals. And the key thing is that, much as men and women, they usually have some sort of behaviors which are similar among that quote unquote group, things they like or don't like. But it doesn't mean that everyone is like that, you know? So I also like the judging thing because people are very mad when you get judged, right? But
Yeah.
but everyone does it at all times.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is how humans operate.
Yeah, I mean, if I watch a documentary about Adolf Hitler, you know, like I always every fucking stream I always come up with Hitler. Right? People gonna have thoughts about me, and yeah, but see, there are like also movies about him, like I would say documentaries, but also like biographic movies, like some sort of yeah, thank you, and it's like yeah. I wouldn't say those movies try to make me sympathize with him, you know. To a degree they actually do. To a degree they actually do. You know, they show like his motivation, the way he came to be. Of course there's a point where you just like click and it's like, okay, this is a point where I cannot follow him anymore. But like yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like, and this blends perfectly with the next sentence I'm gonna say it now. It is important to know when to sympathize with the Joker towards the beginning of the movie, and when he needs to be identified as a threat, when he begins making certain bad choices. I have a huge problem with this sentence here. I can't quite explain why, but this is, yeah. Again, also the way he said it, it's again like from a high horse. Like teaching me. It's like, you gotta know when to sympathize with him and when not. No, dude.
That's like my decision, you know?
Yeah.
If I sympathize with people or not, it's totally up to me, not to anyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also weird that... And this is again where they come back to, society needs to sympathize with the Joker in this situation. Like, who is society again?
Yeah.
I choose who I sympathize with or not. And it's not up to anyone.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, like in the beginning, if it's just a truly insane, mentally disabled person who just has issues, I guess I can sympathize to a degree. But then if I tell him, or anyone tells him what he should be doing with his life, what he should do to get out of it, and then he still doesn't do it and puts him in the victim position, then I lose any sympathy for that, because it's your own detrimental behaviors that brought this to you. So why would I? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, again, he also says, like in the previous sentence, society often judges. And the next sentence, he judges when to sympathize and when not. And there is like what you said, there is an importance for judging people. It is important to judge Adolf Hitler by the things he did, you know.
Yes.
There's an absolute necessity to do that. I'm not gonna watch a movie it's like, yeah, you gotta accept Hitler for who he is, you know. Like this whole notion of don't let the world tell you who to be. I'm pretty sure Hitler had that thought, you know.
Yes,
exactly. but you see where I'm coming from here, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that is exactly the point. You can you gotta choose. Either you judge people or you don't.
Yeah.
And the natural way of how humans operate is judging all the time, because it's quite simple. If you would evaluate every person you see from anew, your mind would just explode, you know. So this is why we put people into drawers, into categories when we see them. This just makes it easier for our mind to operate.
Yes.
Now, obviously, that means sometimes that this is wrong. Absolutely. I'm not saying that every judgment you do is completely correct. Absolutely not. But this is just how humans operate, and you have to accept that. And then telling people not to judge anyone is A, impossible, and B, as by the example you brought up with Adolf, not very helpful. Yeah. So there is a reason for this judging of people,
Yes,
because
go.
Yeah, if you think about it, I'm pretty sure Adolf Hitler had very clear and direct thoughts why his actions are actually good. What he's doing is right. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it, right?
Yeah.
So there is a thing where you need to judge people for their actions, and if they think it is right, like for example, Arthur Fleck, he probably thought it is right to kill Murray in the end, but you should judge him for that.
Yes,
of course, because it is not right. Not in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it was murder by. I mean, you could maybe say those three guys on the subway kind of earned it. You know, if you would have showed me like they were actually trying to rape that girl there or whatever, there was like this girl and they molested
Yeah.
her a little bit in the subway. I could maybe say Joker becomes some kind of Punisher. I was like, yeah, this is like
Angel of justice.
I can kind of see where it comes from, but the thing in the end, his only justification is because Murray made fun of him on the show. Like he played his clips from this one evening where he did like stand up comedy, and the Joker Arthur Fleck realized, hey, this guy's making fun of me, and then he kills me. Yeah, no, this is not
exactly.
where I can sympathize with him.
I mean, of course, it was a dick move by Murray, so to speak, that he did that. I mean, yeah, you could argue that, but then again, it's business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then killing him as the sort of justice there, that's a bit far.
Also,
Not just a bit far.
yeah. Also, the next sentence again is really the hubris is insane. This movie is only suitable for adults who are willing to pick it apart and think critically about it. Wow. Oh, okay. I would say life is only for adults who are willing to pick it apart and think critically about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, I think the sentence is also true because he speaks to the people who just watch movies for mild entertainment and don't see how it is programming them. But I guess most people also don't care.
Yeah, but also, yeah, I would say yes, but you see what those pseudo-intellectuals think about this movie, so yeah. It's just it isn't for light amusement. Yeah, totally agree. The substance is what makes it so good.
What substance?
I hate those kind of sentences. Just like the movie had nice cinematography. That's not an argument, man. That's okay. Last sentence really pissed me off. If you aren't able to ponder underlying themes on your own, and you have to be handed all your thoughts to you, then this isn't the best movie for you.
What? This movie was straight on the nose.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, I'm going to talk about the music again, but yeah, it was actually telling you be sad now, have empathy now. Oh, come on, man.
So I virtually got all my thoughts handed to me, like virtually directly. So I don't know which movie he watched, but it wasn't the Joker.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like some kind of general out there that people say, yeah, you only understand Joker if you have like an IQ over 120. And it's like people talk about stuff like Rick and Morty and all this.
Thank you. I was just gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
This fucking Rick and Morty show, and people say, "Oh, you just don't understand it." No, it's just a stupid show.
Yeah, another holy grail, man. Another holy grail. People are also, oh god, well, maybe we're gonna check it out. We need to talk about this after the show. It might be a potential candidate for us.
Maybe, but we're gonna draw a ton of hate with that one. I can tell you.
Oh, I think we already do with that one here.
Yeah, fair point.
Next review up, 7 out of 10. Now it gets a little bit more interesting. Ernesto Herrera as fuck, I believe. Yeah. Well, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Is it great? I don't know. When I heard everyone saying that this is the film of the year and all the reviews flooding in with 10s, I was quite hyped and excited for this movie. Me too, dude. When I walked out of the cinema, I felt hollow and empty. Absolutely the same. Absolutely the same, yeah. Before I continue writing, let me say this. This is not the film of the year, nor is it a real masterpiece.
Thank you.
The cinematography is excellent, and the acting is incredible. But that's just it. Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Kind of, yeah.
The side characters are bland and overly dramatic. The plot heavily relies on plot twists, and the film is so harsh that it actually falls flat on its face. I think that it's kind of what we meant by, right?
Yes.
Also, like this whole, put up the other review quickly again before we continue. With
but it's also funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually only said bad things about it, but it's 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Because only the acting being incredible doesn't really warrant the 7 there, in my opinion. But he also said the score was great, so yeah.
Again, when I'm putting up this again is because in this review we just checked out, I said the plot heavily relies on plot twists. You remember this little moment in Joker's like I think it marks the beginning of the third act when the Joker realizes he had imagined this whole relationship with the girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you know how in this review it says if you aren't able to ponder themes and you have to be handled all your thoughts to you, oh, fuck this movie. The moment this happens, we actually are giving flashbacks as if we don't already recognize this. You know, Joker's sitting on the couch of this girl, and the girl comes home and say, "Who are you?" That's enough information already.
Yes, exactly.
But we are giving like 30 seconds of flashbacks where we see the Joker has been talking to himself all the time. There wasn't anyone with him all the time. It's like, oh yeah, totally not on the nose, right? So that's
this has been. Sorry, this
just
has been
just something I wanted to add there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This has been a theme in past years, I would say, or recent years,
Yeah.
that more and more the people making the movies think that the people watching it are stupid, and they cannot even have the slightest thought of themselves, or even like subtle hints to something.
Yep.
You always need flashbacks or directly on your nose so you actually understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm offended by this because they're virtually telling me I'm stupid, and I cannot figure this out myself.
Yeah.
But people seem to like it.
Absolutely. Next review goes to get a little bit more time. Let's
Also,
dive into.
yeah,
Sure,
I don't
you go.
understand
Yeah.
what this whole scene was about with that girl. Actually,
What do you
I
mean?
don't remember it. Yeah, this whole boy, he was dreaming or imagining the situation with
Well,
that woman.
the whole point of the girl is she's basically acting like a plot device.
Yeah.
There's no necessity to the plot itself.
Exactly.
It just shows the mental state of him. So you could easily cut her out, and it wouldn't actually change much. Which perfectly blends to this review. Acting cannot save mediocre script. That's I think that describes it pretty. Yeah, if you actually think about the story of Joker, it's really what actually happens in this movie.
I was gonna say, what is actually happening story-wise? Except that I would summarize the story as he loses his job in the beginning because he gets beat up, and then he tries to do something himself.
Yeah, like stand-up comedy and stuff.
Yeah, fails at it, and then he gets made fun of and kills him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a 2 hour and 30 minutes movie. No. See, we got kind of a similar plot when it comes to Taxi Driver. You know, we have like Travis, the character of Robert De Niro. He's this war veteran, comes home from Vietnam, completely fucked up, working as a taxi driver. Is not able to like build any relationship with anyone. There's this pretty girl he's trying to build a relationship. Goes to this porn theater, completely failed because he's like not able, and in the end, he becomes some sort of, you said, guardian angel, you know, but I can understand where he comes from because he's trying to give society a little bit back there, you know.
Yeah.
He's like trying to protect this prostitute girl, this underage prostitute girl there, trying to kill the pimp there and all this stuff, trying to become a hero. Yeah, that's a whole video on its own, man.
I guess you could say that people can see somehow that Alpha is also trying to become the hero by standing up for the mental ill or for the loners, I don't know, in the end. And actually showing society that they are there. I guess this is the idea you could have.
Yeah.
But it's not like we are not aware of them existing. I just say that it's their own fault. Now, obviously not your mental illness. You can't do anything about that in most cases. But the life you have, and I do mean this when I say this, the life you have currently is 100% your responsibility. It might not be your fault, but if it's still exactly what it is, or it's still the same as 5 years ago, then that is your fault and not society, nature, you and me, or women, or anyone. That's your own fault. And this is what I didn't like about the movie in general, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of. I want to say kind of sums up. Yeah, those 2 hours podcast kind of sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this review is. I think this is my favorite review because it's focused on script. They say it's all in the writing, and I totally agree. I think the script is the most important thing and the most neglected thing nowadays, next to the music. And this is a great example of that. Good acting and production values cannot save a script steeped in tiresome stereotypes and a failure to delve into a character's identity. Totally agree with that. Yeah. It's a very mediocre script, very mediocre characters, stereotypes. He nailed it there. There's nothing. There's nothing special about Joker.
Exactly. I was going to say earlier, a few minutes ago, that if you think about it, like the beating up in the beginning and the sort of rape situation with that girl, there's also this notion of toxic masculinity in this movie, and that they are sort of preying on the weak and this kind of shit. So you could just tell there was a wind of that in the movie as well, even though they didn't actually put it that directly on the nose. So I guess most people didn't get it.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely
yeah, I caught that stereotype in there.
Definitely, that's a stereotype. I mean, when I think of Heath Ledger's Joker, I watched this movie for the first time. I think, what the fuck is this, man? Never seen anything like that before.
Yes.
Speaking of the character of Joker, this was like completely groundbreaking. This is a character that like is such an intelligent psychopath stereotype, of course, but so unique in his handling. This, wow, yeah, not someone I've seen before. But Joker, yeah. They're basically copycat of Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, yeah, definitely. As far as a few others, we meet the Joker when already imbalanced, and his so-called descent into madness is really a couple of weeks away. Far from a descent, it's a stroll. This is not a character study. Yeah, this is what I
Thank you.
Despite claims to the contrary. It's a showcase of a good actor overly contouring his body and laughing manically as a mistaken expression of madness. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like the only thing that makes this movie memorable is like Joaquin Phoenix kind of like raping his own body and trying to
Yeah, I actually agree with that guy very heavily on the part with the past and that it's already imbalanced, because if you truly think about it, when the movie starts, it's actually already clear, as we said at the beginning, what's going to happen, right? It was just clear that shit was going down. Maybe not that it's going down that heavily with actually killing someone out of spite, so to speak, but you already knew that this dude was fucked up. So it would have actually been interesting to learn more on how this all happened, regardless of the mental illness. But what happened in the past that made him that way, Or how he even got that job at this clown dude or whatever.
Do you know this movie with Michael Douglas? What's it called? Falling Down.
I do not.
Ah, fuck. Okay, yeah, that's a perfect example of he's like a regular guy, go on his way to the job, and he's like stuck in traffic, and everything just goes down from there, and you can just see him breaking. He starts off as a really normal person, like a family guy or like a divorced husband, and then he ends up really going crazy, killing people with a machine gun everyone on the street. So yeah, that makes sense, because he starts off as a normal person. You can see him breaking, and the Joker already starts off as imbalanced, mad character. Yeah.
So we actually missed the whole character study thing, because that's not in the movie. That would have happened before that.
That's the next sentence here. Where's the past? Where are the influences? Where are the conflicts? What are the seminal moments that create the spiral? Yeah. That's it.
Thank you.
I probably need a prequel to this whole movie to understand it, Perhaps if he had really had that relationship and had it gone sour, it would have justified a descent. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe, imagine actually building up this relationship to a guy who comes home, he sees her cheating with another guy, and then that makes a break. Kind of makes sense more.
Yeah.
And say is a French fait accompli. I don't know this word. This is lazy writing, focused more on fancy long shots of Joaquin Phoenix dancing crazily than producing something of value to the franchise. Oh, this warms my heart, man. I get a boner reading this shit, man.
Yeah, man, it was so greatly written.
Yeah,
and on the nose, absolutely. Because if you think about it, this is also what sold so well. This dancing and these shots on those stairs.
Yeah, it was in a trailer all along. Yeah.
Yes, and these huge posters with that, and this. Yeah, it sold well, but there was absolutely no substance backing it in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. Okay.
Great review. I like that.
Yeah.
I actually would have given less than 5 stars for that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a mediocre review, mediocre rating. 5 out of 10 is exactly the middle. So yeah.
I believe I could be wrong, but I believe I saved the best one for last. I still got a little bit more, but we're out of time. But the best one comes at the end. It's a pretty long time, but we gotta go through this and get another 10 out of 10.
God, the title.
The title. Fitchbuster says, sorry. Anyone who rates this movie poorly clearly doesn't appreciate cinema. Sounds to me like Arthur Fleck over there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone who doesn't appreciate my comedy deserves to be killed. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit.
Yeah, but it sounds pretty similar. Yeah.
While the trailers for this movie may have seemed like there was potential for an action-packed movie, this movie, clearly before it came to theaters, was intended to be a progressive character study.
No, God, get out of here.
It's this fucking character study. Oh my God, we got to do a bingo on Red Smoke, like saying stuff like that, or I mentioning Hitler at some kind of thing. Someone do a bingo. Come on. You shouldn't go into this movie expecting intense action or the Joker we know of the past. Yes, this is a movie about how Arthur Fleck becomes the Joker. Okay.
Not really.
No, not really. No.
Because, as we said, it's actually exactly what's missing in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, there's supposed to be like a. If you do a movie like that, I expect there has to be some kind of moment where you say, "Wow, that's when he becomes the Joker." For example, the same when Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. I can exactly tell you the exact scene where it happens in Batman Begins is when he grabs Falcone, I think, or Peroni, one of those. He grabs him by the neck and says, "Who are you?" and says, "I'm Batman." It's like, oh, that's the moment where he starts off. Right? When he wears the suit for the first time, I said, "Wow, that's where Bruce Wayne becomes Batman." Well, when exactly did this happen here? I don't expect him to stand on the street and say, "I am the Joker." not expecting this. This is pathetic as well. But yeah, this, like we said, now a character growth.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen so many bad reviews about how boring or slow the movie is, because it is. But I believe it was utter perfection.
Oh,
I like it. I like the way he argues here.
Yeah. Because he believes.
The movie's boring and slow, but I believe it was perfection.
Just cause.
The first part of the movie, we begin to understand Arthur as a person. Do we, though?
Yeah.
All of his interaction with everyone in his life, be it good or bad. The whole point of a character study is evolution.
Yeah, but there wasn't any.
Yeah. Oh, God. And this is far and away one of the greatest evolutions of a character I've ever seen in a movie. I cannot disagree more with this stuff. Come on, man.
Did he even watch any other movie ever?
I don't know, man. It's also nice he says this and give me an example,
Like, there wasn't any sort of evolution in this character. This is what we've talked about, right? So I don't even know where this is coming from. There was really nothing that changed in Arthur, really. Yeah. In my opinion, throughout the whole movie, in the beginning he is that insane kind of guy who hates everyone and and especially capitalist guys. And in the end, it's the same person. He just takes action towards it. Okay, but it's the same person. So where's the character development there?
Fucking overrated studio garbage. Yeah.
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix's performance is by far the best acting I have seen in a movie, possibly in the last few decades. Jesus Mary Christ, what kind of movies do you watch, man? We see a challenged person be challenged by society.
No.
And it completely breaks him down over time. Yes, it does, but... And Joaquin isn't acting. He's evolving all throughout the movie. No, man, he's actually acting. Go on.
Actually, think in the beginning he did better acting than in the end, but that's maybe just my opinion. I don't know.
It's like I don't know if the word overacting would be appropriate here. It's a
Yeah.
little bit. I would say it's a little bit try hard from
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Because I'm usually look if I think of movies, for example, like Scarface. This is clearly overacting from Al Pacino, but it's good. I fucking
Yeah, of
love it.
course.
He goes completely mad, but I love it. But here it's like try hard to become an Oscar to win an Oscar.
Yes.
I can see it. I can see it. If anyone thinks he doesn't put on an Oscar-winning performance, they're out of their effing mind. Yeah,
Well, I guess we are.
No, it is clearly an Oscar-winning performance he was trying to.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's the same with Leonardo DiCaprio in Revenant.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
this is like a movie you do solely for winning an Oscar. You know, you I don't know, go swimming naked when it's like really cold outside. Yeah, that's what makes you win an Oscar.
That's
Jeez,
also, I remember back then when he got this Oscar for The Revenant, and I thought this might be the least, or the last movie I would
Yeah.
have guessed that he'd get the Oscar for.
Yeah. I mean, he did super cool movies, and I actually would have probably given him already for Titanic, but
Probably, yeah.
at least for Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
That's the movie where or Shutter Island for that matter.
Shutter Island, man,
Yeah,
great movie.
yeah. Also, even like I'll also say Inception, man. People don't really praise the acting because the plot is so heavy, but it's actually acting pretty well there.
Yes,
Yeah, so.
absolutely.
But yeah, Revenant was it, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, same with Joaquin Phoenix. He also did like many good movies, but he got the Oscar for Joker. He did pretty good movies in the past, yeah.
Yeah, I think this really just tells you everything you need to
Yeah.
you need to know about the Oscars.
Mm.
They're just given in the current trend and not if you're really good at what you do.
If anyone thinks he doesn't put on an Oscar-winning performance, they're out of their fucking mind. Yes, the movie is slow to start, but it has to be. Okay.
Why?
We could, yeah, like remember Dark Knight, which just kicks off with the most insane action there is, and it still works. But anyways,
Yeah.
we couldn't just jump into the Joker and all the chaos. We need to know where it came from to begin. Yeah, where did it came from?
Yeah,
dude?
exactly. We don't know.
This is by far the worst review, and
It is.
Oh god, the whole compilation of the movie is amazing. The complete Oscar-deserving performance of
Okay.
Joaquin, the choreography, the cinematography, the score, everything is in perfect harmony.
Oh,
This is
God.
super subjective, bro. Super subjective. Yeah, come on. While there may have been a lot of controversy surrounding this movie, the team put together a perfect movie, and I pity those who can't appreciate the tears and sweat and emotion that went into making this movie.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
pitying me. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I've always been so one-sided in my movie preferences between Marvel and DC. I feel like Marvel is so much better. Oh no, let's see where it comes from.
Oh, yeah. No, I
Marvel is
understand.
so much better overall than most movies. That's also like the thing nowadays. You only have like the choice between Marvel and DC. Like
Yeah, I understand that,
there
yeah.
are simply no other movies out there. And actually, they actually aren't. They only have like Disney remakes. But yeah, most movies DC puts out are trash. Yes, but Joker is
Okay,
far and away my favorite comic movie. Okay.
That's
So yeah,
that's-
fuck the Dark Knight. Yeah, fuck shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck Raimi's Spider-Man. Yeah, fuck shit. Yeah. Even though it takes a completely different spin on comic movies, you have to appreciate the evolution to appreciate this movie. Check
Yeah,
this.
if there would
check,
be any, then
check
maybe.
this. Check. Say you have to appreciate the evolution to appreciate this movie. Like oh jeez, okay.
Maybe he meant to write. You have to imaginate the evolution to appreciate this movie.
Yeah, you have to imagine appreciating this movie, and that would be perfect. Jeez,
Yeah.
son. It's not an action movie, but it really rips and tears at all the emotions in one movie. Okay, while adding a wild, suspenseful kick. No other comic book movie has done that before. Okay,
Wait, where was there a wild, suspenseful kick?
don't know, man.
I'm lost. I don't
too.
because nothing really happened except for the end. But this was also very. There was a huge foreshadowing that he would at least shoot at someone.
Yes, yes.
Because I mean, we get a lot of footage on him getting the gun. So
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, that was just a fanboy licking Todd Phillips' balls there. I mean, sorry, but
Yeah, so basically the message of today's Red Smoke episode is if you don't like this movie, fuck you. Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
No,
If
actually,
you,
he pities us if you
yeah,
don't like it
yeah,
because
yeah.
we don't understand the evolution.
We don't understand society, man. That's the point, I think.
Yeah, I think
Oh my
this is
god.
really what we can end this with, or
Yeah.
like summarize it with.
Yeah.
Society is bad, and if you don't understand the people who are on the tail end of this, then you are an asshole. I think this is how most people see this
Yeah.
because they emphasize themselves with it and put themselves in the victim position. And if you don't sympathize with Arthur, you also don't sympathize with these people, and then you are virtually an asshole. So,
Definitely. Yeah.
but then again, I think you and me, we are fine with that, I would say.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna end a little bit earlier today, but yeah. I think that's a nice way to end. See you all next week, fellow assholes. It's like-
Yes, that's a great ending. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And if you like the movie Joker, unsubscribe. I don't want to be friends with you. Yeah, fuck you. I hate you. Yeah, Jesus, that's basically what those people do, man.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's really it. I like it.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. No, never mind. Yeah, that's it. See you guys next week. We're gonna come up with a topic soon. We're gonna announce it on Twitter again, and yeah. Actually, we're gonna have a discussion about Rick and Morty now. It's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Yeah, see you next week. Bye bye.